It is 9:35 on Tuesday, January 28th. Practice got canceled today, so I am not doing too much. I only have one more class in my January term. Tomorrow I actually have off. There's no classes. But right now, I think it's because I'm a little bit dehydrated, is that I am having muscle aches. And I've had some problems with my knees in recent history. I think currently I have a knee injury, slight knee injury. In the past, I've injured my other knee. And I've always been in this really annoying situation where I am just injured enough that it's really uncomfortable to doing normal activities, or high-stress activities, I should probably say. But it is not injured enough where I actually need to get it fixed. So I just kind of have to live with this kind of uncomfortable pain for maybe a month or two. This knee thing that I'm going on has actually been going on since senior year of boarding school. So that's annoying, but it is what it is, and it's slowly been getting better and better. But actually, this summer, it actually got kind of really bad. And that's actually when I found out that I actually have a genuine injury. But it's not injured enough to need fixing because I can still play hockey. But that got me thinking of the impact of high contact sports, especially at the high athletic level. Well, I may say is I don't play at the collegiate level anymore. I actually chose not to play. And because hockey's weird out of all the sports, is that you have to do this thing called juniors. And I chose not to play juniors because I didn't think that I would have been able to survive. Because I've already talked about how even now I struggle with not having a actual schedule. And juniors and that culture would not have suited me well at all. And it's probably the better choice for me. But it always gives me that lingering feeling of asking, well, could I have made it? So I've never been told no. And I've actually been told more than not that I probably should have been able to play at a higher level, at the collegiate level, but I chose not to. So I chose academics over hockey because I always assumed academics was better. And what's annoying about it is that I played at an extremely high level in boarding school. My senior year, my hockey team, the boarding school that I played for, beat the number one high school team in the country. The number one team in the country, we beat them in overtime. We beat the number two team. Literally, in the finals of the boarding school conference that we are in, there was the two final teams. And number one team had one loss, and the number two team had two losses. One to the number one team, and then the other two losses that both of the teams have were to us. And it was the greatest feeling ever. And I was actually the leading goal scorer on the team. A team with everybody else in my grade going to juniors, and a bunch of people already committed, and a lot of things. My best friend is playing in the USHL, and he's committed to an Ivy League school. And it's that always, I probably should have been doing some juniors things junior year, but I didn't think I was good enough. And then senior year hit, and I was good enough. And so that frustrates me a lot. I'm sorry for going on that rant, but that annoys me. Am I happy that I'm not playing at the collegiate level most of the time? Yes. I'm trying to do a workload that is not sustainable at the collegiate level. I'm trying to do a program that leaves my school for an entire year and then comes back, and that's not sustainable for a hockey team, college hockey team. So this is the right choice to not play at the collegiate level and just do a club program, even though the club program that I'm in is very good and we're currently ranked nationally. But I'm getting away from myself. But I want to talk about how I think it's debilitating hockey is as a sport. So I've told you that I played at an extremely high level of hockey, specifically in high school. And my other friends, my closest ones from that boarding school, and my friends here in this college, because they also played in the same league that I played in, a lot of them, Like, one of them had to take himself off the team because he was getting too many concussions. One of them separated his shoulder and bruised a rib. Like, a bunch of other random injuries. Now, I have my own problem, and it's been working out now. But my best friend, who plays in the USHL, just tore his pec and is out for a while. Like, all my friends have had broken bones. My sibling separated her shoulder joint, her AC joint, I think it is. Like, literally, out of my friends, there have been 4 broken wrists. 4 broken wrists. And I'm lucky enough to not ever really get hurt. But there was a point in senior year of the boarding school where I was unable to move past 90 degrees in my left leg. And that's currently, I think, the injury that's stuck with me. But, like, my goalie missed out his senior year of boarding school because he had to get double hip surgery. Like, these sports are debilitating. They, like, tear at your joints, and it's a high-contact sport, so you get concussions, you get hit injuries. Like one of my friends got hit into the boards and separated his shoulder. There was a kid when I was in high school who got hit, and he broke his wrist, and you can see it flopping around. So, like, it is, like, a problem that there's so many injuries. And it comes around where, like, people talk about a lifetime sport. That's why I think a lot of hockey players play golf, because they know that they can't play hockey for the rest of their life, but they can play golf. So it's like why do we risk ourselves to this much injuries? Because it's fun, but, like, god damn, it hurts sometimes. Like, my joints are cracking all over the place. Like, my knees crack. I have to crack my hips every so often because they feel uncomfortable. I think my left shoulder is weird because it cracks. I think it actually, one of my, either the muscle or the tendon gets caught when I go up to do, all the way to reach down for a pull-up. And my sternum cracks. That actually may be specific to me because I have the ability to move my sternum. It's really hard to explain, but I can do it. And so it cracks. And, like, people always talk about when dads sit down, that they sit down and they do, like, the, I do that. Like, if I sit down, I do, even as I'm walking now, I have changed the way I walk because I play hockey. And this is not like a swagger walk. This is a walk that's using the least amount of effort in my legs and the least amount of muscles so I don't get as tired. Or I don't use it because I'm usually incredibly sore. Like, I'm, kind of waddling like a penguin almost. Like, you see me and I'm, moving side by side because I'm trying to keep my legs as straight as possible so I don't activate any of my muscles in my legs. So it's like, hockey has injured us and tired us out so much that we've changed the way we do things in general. But it's just interesting, and I'm just talking about it because I'm currently hurting right now. I just think it's because I'm dehydrated, but it's in the leg that has the knee injury, and the knee injury itself is specific enough that it kind of spreads out down my calf, and it's really, really frustrating sometimes. But yeah, it's like hockey is, it's not as bad, I think, as football, because football gets all the concussions. But it's we always talked about how hockey is not a superficial injury sport. There's not as many broken bones, torn tendons. There's internal injuries, like joint injuries, muscle tears, separated shoulders. There's so many things that happen in that way, that it's a completely unique injury spectrum. And it kind of sucks sometimes.